So hi everyone, we're Waste2Worth and we're extremely excited to present to you our innovative financial solution. Many Caribbean countries and other coastal communities rely heavily on a few select sectors, with tourism understandably taking the lead. I mean, look how beautiful that beach is. But our coasts are unfortunately continually threatened by plastic pollution, with the recent introduction of a new threat, the biodegradable compostable plastic. So campaigns around the globe have brought the issue of conventional plastics to the forefront, with single-use plastic bans spreading like wildfire across the Caribbean especially. Alongside conventional plastic pollution, we anticipate the unintended consequence of compostable plastics being mismanaged since they require unique end-of-life processes such as composting. The key challenge in closing this loop of the plastic life cycle is raising sufficient financing, whereby waste management typically does not possess the risk-return profile desired by investors. And to exacerbate the existing challenge, the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly multiplied plastic use and therefore mismanaged plastic waste. Nevertheless, we believe in a no plastic waste recovery. We must collaborate with international corporations that are concerned about their post-consumer plastic waste. Encouragingly, we have observed that recent private sector initiatives, such as the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, have set the scene to take comprehensive waste mitigation actions. However, despite the growing demand for circular economy solutions, additional financial incentives are required to scale up plastic waste collection, recovery, and recycling.
One of these additional financial incentives has been ignored by the markets for too long: plastic waste offsets. For many international corporations, the offsetting of carbon emissions is now part of their corporate social responsibility strategy. However, such carbon offsets do not account for the negative externalities that are caused by post-consumer plastic waste. To compensate for the plastic pollution that they cannot mitigate, international corporations seek a solution that is just about to be introduced to the market. This is how our solution works. Developers of our waste management investments apply to an independent verification entity and ask for accreditation. The independent entity, such as Vera or Gold Standard, validates the project, decides upon the verification, and eventually issues one plastic waste credit for each metric ton that has been processed by the project. This credit can then be sold directly or through the intermediary to international corporations. A typical win-win situation. International corporations finally receive a solution to tackle their post-consumer plastic waste, and project developers receive a stable and additional revenue stream to realize projects that weren't financially feasible before. With our Waste2Worth fund, we present the first investment opportunity that includes the potential upside from this innovation. As you can see on the two charts, for the first year of operations on the left-hand side and over the projected investment period on the right-hand side, the sale of plastic waste offsets will ultimately allow developers to enhance the financial feasibility of projects that tackle plastic waste. Based on estimations of the potential market price of such offsets and the low margins in the waste management sector, we calculated that impact investors such as high net worth individuals, family offices, or foundations currently undervalue many projects that tackle plastic waste by up to 40%. Okay, but wait a second. If no one has done this before, why do we believe that now is the right time to take this forward? The 3R initiative, led by Vera and supported by international corporations like Dow Chemical, aims to introduce a standard for plastic waste offsets in 2021. Since there is currently a remarkable demand for such offsets, but a very limited supply, early-stage investors will encounter two main benefits. First, there will be a high demand that eventually drives up the market price for the credited offsets and hence promises financial returns. And second, the investment management team of the fund can establish itself as a pioneer in the field of previously neglected waste management systems. As soon as the concept of plastic waste offsets becomes more established, these advantages could fade away. And this is why we believe that now is the time to start investing in improved composting, recycling, and plastic waste processing systems. Our framework crowds in capital to finance composting, recycling, and plastic waste processing systems in a diversified private equity fund. For investment one, we envision an in-vessel composting facility in Belize for bioplastics and other solid waste types that already has technical support from the investment arm of the Belizean government when we decide to take this forward.
So from the start, we use evidence and impact data in the design of our investments and monitor the progress towards very clear, smart targets. Our sizable climate impact is derived from the optimized processing of a variety of waste streams, avoiding the emissions associated with improper disposal. So we just want to thank you for joining us on this journey from Waste2Worth, and we look forward to your questions.